What's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video. We're here in Central North Carolina. Welcome back to my home. And as you may hear slightly and see, we've got rain coming down. Man, we have really here in North Carolina, for those up north, I know a lot of you guys got hit with the snow. I saw the Buffalo game. They're digging out for the game. But here in North Carolina, it's just been too warm for any winter precipitation, and we've had a lot of rain. And as you guys see, I've complained in the May to like September months. We don't get any rain. And then here we're moving in the cooler months, we're getting tons of rain. So we continue to get rain each and every week, which is great. You know, it limits the winter golf I'm able to play, but I wish we could save some of this and use it during the spring and summer months. That would be great. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Just want to discuss with you guys quickly on this weekly video. Again, just a quick reminder before we jump into the topic. If you don't see a video on a Wednesday or a Monday or a Friday, we didn't have content for that week. We're a little slower in the winter months. A lot of YouTubers, I guess, slow down. Some just don't do anything until things ramp back up. I try to bring some kind of discussion or topic or something, and I'm just a DIYer. Again, I've not worked in the lawn care industry. I'm just a guy in North Carolina trying to maintain my lawn, figure out what the pros and cons are, the good and the bad, the do's and the don'ts. But we try to bring a video weekly when we have something to talk about. And this week, I figured we would talk about me unveiling what I'm going to be doing this spring. What's my seed choice? What am I going to be throwing down this spring? Somebody had asked, Mr. Ferguson, you should do a video on your plans for the spring and what you're going to be throwing down. So let me get my bag of seed here. Let me show you. Here's the reveal. Nothing. And I told the person, I said, we've already kind of discussed that, but let's do it again. So I'm not throwing down any seed in spring, and I never will. Well, why, Mr. Ferguson? We do. And we kind of touched on this, right? And many of you that keep watching all the videos and you keep coming back, you've heard this, bear with us. We may have some new people that wanted to see what Mr. Ferguson's spring seed was going to be. I don't throw down spring seed at all. Not here in North Carolina. Again, location, location, location. Location means a lot. For you up north, you guys don't get as hot as North Carolina. Your fall may be brief. Your spring may be a little bit longer. It's the opposite here. We barely have spring in North Carolina. It pretty much goes from like 40s, 50s, and sometimes we just shoot straight up to 80s. I mean, and then we're in the summer basically. We're in 80s all the way out until September. I mean, sometimes we have a week or two of spring in the 70s, and you can do seed then if you want to, but we barely have spring in North Carolina. That's just how it is. My fellow North Carolinians below can say yes and amen if they agree. Some year it's just different. The best time for fescue, guys, is always going to be fall. And I mentioned it. The main reason why that's the case is because when we do it in fall, we're in the house for the winter, watching the playoffs, watching all of our sports and everything. That grass is developing slowly. Everything slows down in the cold temperatures. But we know that our cool season grass does thrive more in the cooler temps. But in winter, we get a little bit lower. But those roots continuously are developing all through fall, all through winter. And then when we get to spring, it's got all through spring if we have a quick spring. That's why in North Carolina, it's best to plant in fall. We've got to develop those roots. We don't want sun scorched or we don't want our lawn to be destroyed by the sun, because planting in spring doesn't give us long enough here in North Carolina specifically. It doesn't give us long enough to develop roots for the summer. Some cases are different. Now, if you are home every day, you can water it, you can hit it with biostems, you can push the phosphorus, then yes, I'm not saying it's impossible. But the ideal scenario is throwing seed down in fall. That's exactly what I've done. All the poetry I see in my lawn when the cool season temps begin, we've pulled it up, we've planted GCI, the new blend, and so I'm done with seeding. What Mr. Ferguson here in North Carolina is going to be doing in the springtime is pre-emergent. Pre-emergent. It's hard to do pre-emergent and seeding. We've talked about this topic. It's a major topic. It's impossible. It's not recommended. When you do pre-emergent, you're putting a vapor barrier on the soil that's stopping any of that crabgrass. That's why we put it down at the 55-degree soil temperature mark. When we do pre-emergent of prodiamine, we're laying down a barrier at that point at the 55-degree soil temperature mark. Sometimes in February, sometimes this happens in March. We're stopping any of that from coming up from the dirt into our lawn. I'm doing prevention. I'm not going on offense sowing seed. I'm going on defense, preventing crabgrass. That's what I'm doing. Now this fall, Mr. Ferguson I will absolutely, I don't know why I say Mr. Ferguson will. In the fall, we as this channel are going to oversee this lawn of mine. But for the spring, looking forward, the next thing I'm looking at is soil temperatures. Here in North Carolina, we don't get as cold as you guys up north in Philly, Kentucky, all of you up north, West Virginia. We're not as cold as you guys. So I have to pay attention. If you're in North Carolina and you're going to do prediamine and pre-emergent, you need to be paying attention to soil temperatures. When we get roughly 54, 55 degrees, the rule is at 55 degrees, crabgrass begins to germinate. You can't see it with your eye. That's why we look at the science, right? Science tells us, and the professionals and those that have worked in lawn care and the scientists at NC State and other places say 55 degrees, that's when crabgrass is, when the ground is warm enough for crabgrass to begin to emerge in your lawn. So if you're going to seed in the spring, you can't use pre-emergent, which means you're going to have crabgrass in your lawn if it's not thick. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to have a crabgrass filled lawn, but you are open and available for crabgrass to fill in your lawn because there's no pre-emergent there. Now, well, Mr. Ferguson, I ain't worried about that. I need to thicken up my lawn, and I'll worry about the crabgrass when it comes up and use a post-emergent. Absolutely. Like, it's your lawn. It's like that, what is it, called J.G. Whitworth 87. It's your lawn, you do with it what you want. That's exactly what we say here. It's your lawn, you guys do what you want. Process and error. Try it out and be like, yeah, this didn't work. Yeah, maybe I should have done pre-emergent because now I got crabgrass everywhere. You're thickening up your grass, but you've also got you got crabgrass everywhere because you didn't use pre-emergent. I tend to seed in the fall, let all those roots develop. It's a process that's worked and you see the results. You guys have seen my lawn. I don't do it just because this is what I want to do. I looked at what the professional Alan Hain told me to do and it's worked. So why the heck would I change it up? So I plant in fall, and then when spring comes, I'm doing split apps of prediamine and I'm stopping any of the spring weeds from coming up. And most of the people in your neighborhood is not going to do this, and that is the difference maker in the look of your lawn for months on end. This application that we're going to do, a prediamine, is a 4 to 5 to 6 month application. It's going to carry out all the way to summer, and then towards the end of summer, that's why we do a video towards the beginning of summer called "Let's Check Our Pre-emergent." I did that last year. Go check that video out. I said, let's do a checkup on our pre-emergent. Do we have crabgrass? And I took you around my lawn. We don't have no crabgrass anywhere. We don't have any broadleaf weeds. Maybe a little bit on the edges and in our weed or in our plant beds and things of that. Sure, because I'm not spraying pre-emergent there. I don't want to risk hurting anything of the flower variety. But we did a check. No crabgrass. So that's the route I go each and every year. Excuse me, this may not be what you want to do. You do not have to do what Mr. Ferguson's doing. I'm just showing you my results, and I'm just rolling with what I've been doing because it works. And so I'll be doing prediamine. I'll be letting the seed that I planted as spot seeding develop. It's had, and that's the other thing. I don't have to worry about hurting it. Pre-emergent will hurt baby and new grass seed. That's why you can't do it. It's a one or the other decision. And so that's why I planted and did all this during the winter months. It's developed over these months. Come spring, it's mature enough to be able to handle pre-emergent without killing it or hurting it. And so these are the things you can do. And if you got a strategy that is not like mine that's worked, comment it below. I want to hear from you guys. This is not, you must do what I tell you. I'm a DIYer. I'm just showing you what I do because what I've done has worked. I have no reason to change my strategy. And I've developed that not because of me, but because of going to a professional who helped me, which was Alan Hain, the lawn care nut. I bought his lawn care plan. He's guided me and fills in and gives you a step-by-step. When the temperatures are this, do this. When the temperature begins to get this, do this. Optional biostimulants. And he lists it out. And that's why I encourage you, if you're not on a lawn care plan, you're going blind at it. And I wouldn't recommend that. Now, if you're a veteran, you don't need it because you started that way. And I believe you know the routine and you're good. But if you're starting out, guys, really invest in a lawn care plan. And during these cold months, just sit there and read it on the toilet. Read it sitting on the couch. Just read it whenever you got a little bit of time. Just flip through it, okay, and you'll get it mentally, and then you go out and act upon it, and it'll come together. So that's why no spring seeding for me here in North Carolina, but let me know your strategy below. What seeds are you guys going with? I know many of you said I seed in the spring. It turns out totally fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I think a lot of that has to do with location. I'm choosing to defend my lawn, my existing good fescue grass, against the weed. I don't want weeds. I love that weed-free look. I don't want the discolorization that weeds bring. I definitely don't want crabgrass appearing. You can prevent it, but you can also, if you do have to seed because of this, that, or the other, there are post-emergence where when crabgrass comes up, you can spray that, and we may talk about that as an option here on the channel, maybe on the next video, talking about how do I kill crabgrass once it comes up, and I'll introduce you to what I bought the first year. Remember, I told you guys I wasn't able to plant GCI the first year. I had to deal with the lawn I had. Well, I got crabgrass. I tried pre-emergent. I think I slipped up and did it too early. Or excuse me, I didn't do enough, and so when the pre-emergent ended, crabgrass began to come up before I overseeded, and I did buy a product to kill crabgrass, and it worked. So thank you for tuning in. Hope this is helpful. Again, comment below. The last thing, for those that are still watching the video, give this a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. I have purchased something from Pete's yard sale he's having, and it's going to be a giveaway. It's brand new. It's not used, offhand, secondhand equipment. It is a brand new piece of equipment that we're going to be giving away here on the channel. So I said, we haven't done a giveaway in a long time, and I think the way we're going to do the giveaway is when we're close, I think right now, to getting to 6,000 subscribers. Maybe we'll do 6,500 subscribers. So I need your guys' help. When we hit that 6,500 subscriber mark, we'll do a giveaway. The last giveaway we did was for a Mr. Ferguson hat. I had 2 other custom made hats, and one guy in my church won it. Another guy, I mailed it off to him. So it's totally legit. We do it on a live stream, and we'll draw the name. Subscribed, if you're liking the videos, and if you're commenting, that's where it probably helps you out. I can't prove that, but it helps the channel, guys. So just wanted to put that out there as well. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday. We hope to have another one on Friday. We may continue this crabgrass discussion, but God bless you. Take it easy. We'll see you next time.